how much of a great player? I mean, the medicals today, it's going to be announced at some stage today. We know, or we've been knowing for a long time that deal was just going to be announced, a matter of when, not if. Arsenal, are they title contenders more so now this season than they were last season?
Well, I think they'll be a better side, a better squad than they had last season.
Okay. The only reason I say it is Champions League football can take its toll.
So last season, Arsenal come up short, and I think they got a little bit of unfair stick. The Saliba injury clearly was a massive factor. Chambers came in and just couldn't be the same player. They looked different, and people say they bottled it. I think there'll be a certain element of Arsenal fans that will feel when you're 2-0 up away at Liverpool and totally on top, by the way, 2-0 at West Ham, totally on top, and to take only 2 points from those possible six.
And to have Southampton at home.
And
the
Southampton game as well, where they gave a goal away really early on, where Ramsdale's building. I mean, that can happen, and if it's risk and reward. I felt that I'm not sure bottled it is the word that I would use, but I think there was an element of they were being hunted down by an absolute monster in Man City. One of the best sides the Premier League's ever seen, right?
Yes, I agree with that.
And when you're getting chased down by a side that know how to win it, there was an element of inexperience, a little bit of naivety, and that's okay because Arsenal shouldn't have been there. Arsenal shouldn't have been there. I don't see Arsenal going anywhere from the top four. I see them being in there. I see them being a better side. They'll be more experienced. Saka was outstanding last season. He's only going to get better. Martinelli, I think there's a bit more to come from him. There were games where he played, I think, first half against Liverpool. He was really, seemed to have been brilliant. Havertz, I await to see what Havertz is going to bring to this team because in the Chelsea
shirt, they paid 65 for him.
I'm surprised they went that high, but there were other clubs in for him, weren't there? I think Real Madrid and Bayern Munich were kind of sniffing. So I think that there was a little bit of competition. But look, Arteta has turned Odegaard in from what turned out to be a loan move, where I wasn't that impressed with him, and I'm like, really? Yeah, he turned him into the best number 10, or one of in the Premier League last season. Maybe he's looking at that going, I think Chelsea, and there's an argument to say Chelsea really were shambles last. In fact, what's happened since Havertz has been there? He come under Frank. Frank played his first game away at Brighton out wide right. And I remember doing the comms for Chelsea TV, and I said to my co-commentator at half-time, I said, it reminds me a little bit of Ozil. You know, that kind of... I don't like those type of play. You know, that languid kind of... Yeah. Technically excellent, but I need to see a little bit more. He's not a number 9. We saw that. He's not an out-and-out number 9, and Chelsea played him there. So I think he was let down a little bit by Chelsea, plus the changing of managers. But then Tuchel comes in, and he scores the winning goal in the Champions League final. He's a big game player. He scored big goals in big games. Scored the winning goal in the Club World Cup. So but I don't know. I'm still awaiting to see the player that we were promised we were signing, and Arsenal think they're signing, but who knows?
Let me ask you, because one of the questions I'm throwing out there is anyone scared of Arsenal this season, right? And by that I mean, can they conquer the Premier League? Can they come above Manchester City?
If you finish above City, man,
which I don't think is going to happen because top 4 is really top 3, right? It's City and the rest. Right,
yeah,
I think we all agree.
It's hard to argue with that. Yeah,
okay, so that means we've got 3 places left, right? And your side, Chelsea, I personally don't think they will get top 4.
No, I'm not convinced we'll get top 4. But
you haven't got European football, and I think that's massive.
No. We'll talk about my side in a second, but yeah, I'm not having us not challenge top 4. Anyway, Andy Jacobs, who said finish 7th is a good season. 7th is not a good season.
No, that's awful.
talkSPORT Drive. Super opinionated sporting debate. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.